The Rose of Tralee is Ireland's world-famous competition to pick the most talented, lovely and fair women globally who are Irish or identify as Irish through descent. Now, it's a favourite in the Irish events calendar in August. Now, huge TV audiences tune in over the 2 nights. It showcases all that's best about Ireland. Now, in its 59th year, the original charm has been retained, but it has moved with the times, celebrating the ambitions, intellect, social responsibility and love of Irish heritage and culture of today's women. Now, I spoke with the 2017 London Rose, Caoimhne Gallagher, this time last year. Now, we've kept in touch with Caoimhne. She's been a great ambassador as a London Rose. Now, Caoimhne handed the London 2018 crown to Gráinne Hawkes in May. I'm delighted to welcome Gráinne to the programme. Gráinne, great to speak to you.
Thanks very much, Gerry. Lovely to speak with you.
Now, Gráinne, you've settled in London. More about that later, but you're originally from Castleknock in Dublin. How about your parents, Billy and Teresa? Where do they hail from?
So my dad, Billy, is from Askeaton in Limerick, and my mum is from a small town called Golden outside of Castle in County Tipperary.
Okay. Now, you've shared with us that it was all high jinks growing up with your brothers and cousins, including Rose of Tralee plays. Now, you also recalled a funny story about when you were serving Mass as a child.
Yes, indeed. So I've got many embarrassing and very funny stories. One of which is when I was also serving Mass one Christmas Eve. So obviously the entire community are there, the whole parish, and I was wearing a lovely pair of black patent boots, which I had gotten as part of my Christmas clothes. And I had also got the coveted job of ringing the bell. So as I was walking down the altar, a marble altar, I slipped, fell, flung the bell behind me, and it clanged massively in front of the entire parish. So that's one of my notable embarrassing moments that I've had.
Oh boy, these things happen. But it's all's well these days. All that's behind you. Now, Liam and Colm have every confidence in you, and rightly so. Now, you're a high achiever. Summarise for us your education, where you've travelled, and the details of your profession.
Well, that's very kind to call me a high achiever. I'm not sure of the truth in that. But I have managed to travel around the place, thankfully. So I studied law at Trinity, and I was lucky enough to get a first-class honours in that, which was very surprising, but also delighted to get. I then did a master's in European Union law. That was 50% through French in the College of Europe in Bruges. Quite challenging. But thankfully, during my undergraduate degree in Trinity, I lived in Paris for a year on my Erasmus year, so that's in Sciences Po in Paris. And then all of those roads led to London. So I trained as a solicitor in a large corporate law firm in London, and I've been living there since.
Right, that's quite an achievement. And an aspect of the Rose of Tralee Festival is that it gives contestants an opportunity to highlight chosen charities. What are the good causes that you support?
So one charity that I'm very close to at the moment is European Lawyers in Lesbos. I qualified in March 2016, and for my qualification leave, where you get 4 weeks after you qualify, I travelled to Lesbos with my mum, who's actually also a lawyer, and we gave legal advice to the refugees in the refugee camps in Lesbos, which was a really rewarding experience.
I'd well believe it. Now, in respect of being Rose of Tralee, what are the best bits so far, in your own words? You touchingly replied that the joy that something I did for me brings to so many others, and the amount of people I've met as part of attending events as London Rose.
Yeah, they're the two main things. I suppose it was very surprising, happy byproduct of me being selected as the London Rose, that it just brought so many other people joy. So, for example, my best friend from primary school, Catherine, her grandmother, was delighted, and she has always said, "Oh, you should do the Rose of Tralee," from when I was very young. So she was absolutely delighted for me. Equally, it was quite poignant. On the day that I was selected, it was my grandmother on my mum's side's birthday, who has since passed away, but she was 8 years old and won the Glamorous Granny competition, and she always said that she wanted one of her grandchildren or her children to be in the. So particularly poignant, and I had all of my aunties and uncles calling me to say that was such a special occasion. and especially that it happens on my granny's birthday. And then also just friends and family are just absolutely delighted. Everybody and their mother seems to be heading down to Chile. So I'm delighted that I can bring that joy to people through something that I had just wanted to do myself.
Right, now I know that your family are central to your life. Now together you accompany a certain lady who has reached a grand age to Lourdes every year. No doubt she will be cheering you on. Who is that?
That is my grandmother on my mum's side, or on my dad's side rather. So Gráinne Hawkes, Nora Hawkes, she lives in Askeaton in Limerick, and she is 98 years old. And she's phenomenal. She's an absolute inspiration in my life. She still is thriving. She still lives on her own. We go to Lourdes with her every year on the Dublin pilgrimage, where she takes holds course, I suppose you could say, teaching Gaeilge to the fifth-year students that are helping there in advance of their leaving cert, or because she was an Irish teacher for her entire life.
Right.
So yeah, she's a phenomenal individual, and I'm really excited that she's coming to Chile.
Right, Gráinne, you're very modest at all, and the video of you being selected as the Rose of the London Rose shows that there's no one more surprised than you. It's well deserved though. Now here at Irish Radio, we know that you'll go far, and we join all your supporters who wish you the very best of luck at Tralee. Now we'll follow you in the journey. Gráinne, listen, lovely to speak to you. Thank you very much indeed for taking the time to join me.
Great, thank you very much, Gerry. It was a pleasure to speak with you.